900 chariots of iron. Now you look at a chariot being produced today like big military tanks. How many tanks do you think to fight off, or should I say, how many men do you think on foot with hand weapons today could handle somebody in a military tank? Is it even fair? I haven't ever seen one of those big military tanks except for on TV. But I can only imagine, if I got a weapon on foot, even if it's a gun, and you behind a tank, it's not much. You can just roll over me. I'm sure the bullets don't penetrate the tank. So that kind of gives you a general idea of what the Israelites were up against. You're looking at 900 chariots. They didn't even mention how many men, because they had foot soldiers too. This was just the chariots that these men were up against. A lot of them felt like they was going straight up into suicide. We'll do it because God said, but this looks like a suicide attempt to me. That was the general attitude, and that's why only 6 tribes responded. Because a lot of them felt like, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die at home with my family. I'm not just going to go out there and commit suicide. Lack of faith. How many times has God told you to do something, and to you it seems insurmountable, but you know it was God? Now you got to know that you know that you know that it was God, and not you talking, or somebody else talking in your ear, or even the devil talking. But you know that it was God that told you to do something, but you still feared. We're human. I think every hand in here could go. Those of us that know the voice of God and have a relationship with God where He talks with us. Not necessarily, I told you Wednesday, I've never heard Him say, Barbara. I would like to, it probably scare me to death. But I'm looking for the day that He calls my name. Amen? Amen. I want to be so close to Him, but I hear Him say my name. An audible voice. Right now it's just a gut feeling that I can't shake, and I know that I know that I know. Some people it's dreams. Others it's visions. Some people it's a still small voice. But when you hear Him, I don't care how challenging it may seem in the natural, you better obey. Amen. Obey His voice. Because God don't operate in the natural. If you can see it, and if you can figure it out, and if it makes sense to you, probably ain't God. Because then faith wouldn't be so important. Without faith, it's impossible to do what? So that means faith, it does not take faith for me to sit on this pew. Why? I've sat on it a million times. I see you all sitting on it. It's kind of a no-brainer that if I sit on this pew, it's not going down. But there's certain things that it takes faith for. And that's where you have to truly trust in God and know that you heard from God. And that's what they were doing here. That's what Deborah did. So much so that she was willing to go to battle as a woman because she knew they would win the war. All right? Where do we leave off? 14. Are we getting ready to read 14? Yes. All right, let's go.
And Deborah said unto Barak,
Up!
For this
day in which the Lord hath delivered Sisera unto thy hand, is not the Lord gone out before thee? So Barak went down from Mount Tabor, and 10,000 men after him. Stop here. Now, let's get this in perspective. He's in the mountains, Barak, with his 10,000. On foot, no chariots. Does it make sense that he's going to go down to the valley to fight a war with people with chariots? Why not make them come up to the mountains? Do you think chariots are at their peak in the mountains? No. Does anybody see what I'm saying? Wouldn't it have made better sense to be up in the mountains and make them come on up in the mountains to get you, where they're in a less applicable playing field where their chariots could maybe tumble over and, we got them coming up, we can push them down, and thinking in the natural, thinking it out myself. How many of y'all try to figure it out? Okay, Lord, now I know you're going to be with me. I know you're going to help me. I know what you said, but let me get this all figured out the best way for us to work it out. Or let me help you. So we get all involved, and then, well, Lord, what happened? But no, that's not what he did. He didn't call them up. He said, let us go down. We're going down. And we're going to fight them down in the valley. That's deep. Read 15.
And the Lord
Okay, now here come the Lord getting involved. Let's see how he discomforted him. Keep going. And all his chariots and all his hosts with the edge of the sword before Barak, so that Sisera lighted down off his chariot and fled away on his feet. What happened in the valley? Woo! Now they down there on a flat plain with their big tanks, if you will, with little bitty untrained men on the ground. What happened down there, y'all? Brother Ben, I know you researched it.
They were confused. Somehow the Lord got the main people confused.
Okay, yeah. How? What? Even though we cannot know with perfect certainty, what is the general perception of what happened down there? Valley? Low? Huh?
I said earthquake?
You're close. Storm.
Storm.
It's storm.
Sand.
Sand. Rain, if you will. The river lifted and mud was everywhere. And the wheels of the chariot got stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
They couldn't even roll. Y'all don't tell me God can't work it out. I'm telling you, if God said it, all you got to do is believe it.